going on, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to Craven Cowboys. It's your girl Mickey, just checking in. Just want to give my quick post-game thoughts. As you guys seen, the Cowboys take kind of what I call just another uneasy loss. Just coming away from this game, not necessarily down bad on the loss, but just kind of like wow, like this is just kind of just like another wow moment for me, honestly. If I can just be real, like just small really mistakes that really just kind of built up. We see play calling errors, just kind of random random quarterback sneaks on the 2nd and 10. I'm saying we see once again man coverage when it comes down to it. Of course, we see personnel usage that maybe we might not want to see. Like, I don't even know. I was kind of talking to my dad after the game. Like, I don't even know if I've seen Evans out there. Like, just the first kind of glance and look off the game that we just seen. Someone can remind me in the comments, or I'm definitely going to go back and watch the game. But I don't even know if I've seen Evans, out there. He made just a big impact last week in the Buffalo game. And, we've seen Wanye early on in the game. I don't know if we saw him much in coverage out there late in the game. Later on, we see a lot of Curse, a lot of Downo, who was making a lot of tackles out there, granted, but it just didn't really just seem to have the effect that we, of course, wanted to see. I'm just kind of taking a quick glance at the numbers. I think the Dolphins were just under 100 yards in the run game. Kind of the same with us. Just kind of, like I said, just kind of taking a quick glance. But actually, before I kind of jump too deep into the content, make sure you guys hit the like button. Hit the share button if you're listening to me on Twitter. Give me a like. Give me a retweet if you can. I'm upcoming content creator. Just kind of trying to get my voice out there, and just like I said, just want to kind of come through and give my quick post game thoughts. And like I said, it was definitely good to see some adjustments made. Like I said, we did see Wanye out there early on in the game, making a huge stop. I think it was 4th down for Miami, right there in the red zone. I believe they either went to Mostert or Waddle. If memory serves me correctly, and he was able to actually, kind of block him out of bounds. He was able to make the catch, so he was just his feet wasn't, just come down in bounds. So it was definitely good to see a big play from Wanye early on. That just kind of add, kind of some game. Kind of gave them some confidence. And like I said, the defense, was making some big stops out there. Like as you guys can see, us being able to hold Miami's offense to 22 points. The loss 22-20. I think that was very big. I think that was huge. Seeing us just last week, without Tyreek Hill, they were able to put up, I think it was 30 points on the Jets defense. And of course, earlier in the season, we see them put up 70 points on the Broncos. So we see that it's nothing for this high-power offense, number one offense in the league, to be able to put up major points. So I'll take that. I'll take that for our defense to be able to hold this team to I think 4 or 5 field goals. They had their kicker, I think Sanders is his name. They had him out there looking like Aubrey out there. I didn't think he would make those 57-yarder, 58-yarder field goals they had him, lined up to take. But, I definitely got to give them that. I can't hate on their kicker out there, definitely stepping out there to make those plays. I just want to bring up the numbers quickly. You guys bear with me. Like I said, you guys hit the like button, hit the share button. Sending my voice out there. What's up, Chase Fargo? Hey, what's going on, fam? It's definitely good to see you. Yeah, Mike got his 27, DQ helped him at 22. 100 losses that game. Yeah, and I just want to touch on, just them having Lipke out there early. I do love them changing up, having, like I said, changing up personnel. Definitely trying something new, especially just before we're going into the playoffs. We definitely want to see different, personnel, different packages out there for the players that we haven't been able to see early on in the season. And I definitely agree with you, Trey. Like, it was, as the game, kind of went on, I was kind of wondering who had the fumble. And as we see in the stats, I don't know if you guys have the numbers yet, they did end up putting the fumble on Dak, as far as his numbers, unfortunately. Because, it was definitely Lipke who dropped the ball. As you see right there at the goal line, you had that whole drive, pretty much dedicated to Lipke. Him getting, those 1 yard gains. And making the conversions, making those first time conversions was really big. Like having that long calculated drive. I think they said it was a 15 play drive. I think it was huge. Jameson Taylor in the building. What's up, fam? How you doing? Good to see you. I haven't seen it yet, fam. I haven't had a chance to check my Instagram yet. Fam. But thank you for that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I had my jersey on during the game too. I'm hoping that would give the boys a little bit of a boost. But, yeah, they did, Trey. Yeah, had the numbers pulled up. I was looking at the box score. I pulled up in a little bit. But they put it on Dak, and I'm not surprised, honestly. Because as you can see, Dak put it right in his arm, and I'm sure everyone saw, as you see, Lippy didn't secure the handoff. So just seeing that, and even from the angle they showed from the broadcast, it looked like he ran it in, and I didn't even see that it was a fumble until, of course, until the announcer, kind of, of course, said it like, that he fumbled it. You can see kind of, you can see Dak go for it right there at the goal line, and it's just so unfortunate that he dropped it. 'Cause it's just, like you said, he had that whole drive, and it's just crazy that right there at the 1 yard line he dropped it, and like I said, on that previous drive he had several. I'm saying third and one. I think second and one. Yeah, I think even fourth and one. I think they gave it to him, and he even had a pass attempt early on that drive. So it's crazy. That was really wild to see that kind of a major mistake early on in the game once again. And I think it was last week where I don't think we scored on our opening drive. Just and I'm not saying that particular play took the. I'm not saying it took the light out of the I would say the air out of the game or anything like that. I'm not saying it slowed down the game or anything like that. It could have definitely had an impact. You know what I mean? Where we were having a touchdown, we up 1-4. I mean, that definitely impacted the game. As you see, one possession. You know what I mean? Yeah, and as you can see right here, yeah, they have it right here. Fumbles. Actually, moving on a little bit. Yeah, they have it. They have it for Dak here. For whatever reason, they don't have it for Lifty. So it's crazy. So now that's going to be a knock on his record. You know what I'm saying? Even me and my dad was talking about that during the game as well. Whether they were going to put it on him or Lifty. And then it's just, and Dak didn't play a perfect game, as we see, going into the second quarter, even going into the third quarter before they finally kind of put it together. They stopped, for some reason, stopped targeting CD. Let me see. Actually, they finally, did go back to CD. I think they gave him a couple end arounds in the game. And seeing him being involved in the run game in the fourth quarter, seeing him finally, bring Turpin back on the offense. What I love seeing, seeing just us having, like I said, seeing Lifty out there early, seeing Turpin out there in the backfield, just having yet again another impact on offense. He was getting some yards. You know what I'm saying? And we saw him have, I think, an end around. I think last week or a couple weeks ago. So it's just crazy that it takes this long for McCarthy to kind of get back to where we were before, when we were having this. When we were scoring points, when we were having an effective offense, when we were moving the ball in between the 20s. So it's just like I said, it's just unfortunate that I'm not saying it. And honestly, if you look at this game, I can't really think of one particular knock on either side. Like both sides had penalties. I think Tyler Smith had maybe one or two holding penalties. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Tavis Banks right on time. Right on time. He had 2 false starts and an illegal shift for the season land with it. And really, for me, that illegal shift is kind of questionable. As for me, and I'm sure for a lot of other fans as well. Like, number one, why is of course, CD has to check in with the official, make sure he's lined up. But the official, number one, is telling him to move back. So CD is. And they're saying because CD was in moving, because the official is telling him to move back, and then it's the same official that throws the flag. It's kind of like, what? Like, you're the one telling CD to move back, so of course that means he's moving because you tell him to. So it's just great. And then of course we see Ferguson move at the same time. So it's just just some of these kind of just mistakes that on our part. You know what I'm saying? Like, and either I didn't like seeing. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like seeing that. The quarterback, I think it was on the 2nd and 10, and number one in our own territory. And another thing I didn't like seeing us being in our own territory. I think 2 or 3 times in the game. It's definitely not great. And there's been a couple times early in the season where we did start in our own territory. We were able to, have deep passes to Jake Ferguson down the field. Kind of give us some breathing room, or having just some dump off passes. The guys using, using their yak ability to kind of get us some breathing room. But we just didn't, kind of in the middle of the game, we just really didn't see that adjustment. We didn't see those play calls. So just, like I said, just in that, I think just not that play drive right there, that was kind of questionable for me. Just seeing that we didn't seem to be taking those chances that we were taking in other games, honestly. Like, I'm not saying we should have been throwing down the field, each and every drive, you know what I mean? But, and kind of thinking back on before I jumped on here, I was trying to think of how effective was the run game. You know what I mean? And Tony Pollard only had 38 yards. That's not something to say wow at. But I'm not only 12 carries. You know what I mean? I think total 25 rush attempts. As you saw last week, 20 rush attempts was not enough. 25 is not enough. You know, Schottenheimer has talked about it religiously about trying to go into a game with at least 30 rush attempts. I'm just thinking, like, where are those rush attempts? You know, we see, at least for me, as I've been kind of looking, you know, 2 weeks in a row of not having, you know, at least 30 rush attempts kind of kills me. Only seeing Rico having a total of 2 carries, you know, I'm saying, for 4 yards last week, with him only having 3 carries for 4 yards, it's so frustrating that we're not seeing more from Rico. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not mad at the Lipke, you know, at then dedicating the first drive to Lipke. I'm happy to see that, but at the same time, how do you kind of skip over your running back too to feature a rookie who really hasn't seen the field that much? Well, you've seen so much effectiveness coming from Rico. You know, you see so many bursts coming from Rico. You know, we see, you know, screens. You know, we see touchdowns on screens from Rico. But on that short yard situation at the goal line, yes, granted, yes, you can go to Lipke, but sometimes I just don't like that. Sometimes we kind of fall to having to depend on the rookie to make these, like sometimes going to Schoonmaker in the end zone and he drops a touchdown pass. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, let's see, now seeing Lipke, you know, drop a handoff in the end zone. It just hurts us. Trey Fargo says Mike blitzed a few times for sure. Yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I like seeing the end around from CBL. I love seeing Turpin in the backfield. You know, it's just crazy, number one, that it comes so late in the game, fourth quarter, and we kind of saw that resurgence kind of come kind of late in the third quarter, kind of going into fourth. I kind of wanted to see just a little bit more, if I can say. I wanted to see just a little bit more urgency kind of going into the fourth quarter. You know, I think it was about maybe like 2 minutes left, maybe like a minute 47, if I can remember. And just seeing, I granted, like Dak had, you know, they went to huddle, you know, they called the play, but just knowing that we're kind of going to the fourth quarter, just kind of trying to want to get some rhythm going. I kind of just want to even seeing this a run play kind of get off, you know, with the clock running down, because the clock is going to run down regardless. You know what I mean? So we're just kind of just seeing a little bit more urgency on that side, you know, just wanting, you know, like, granted we're only down one score. I think one score at that point. Maybe we're still down 10 to 19. But just, you know, just a little bit more urgency on that play. You see, Taylor says, "Hey, Mickey, what the hell was Mike thinking with 3 straight pass plays on our last possession in the first half?" Like I said, some of these play calls just kind of got me nervous, like with Mike, especially with Mike. I'm saying that we got into our group after the bye week, you know what I mean, and we've seen the effectiveness, like we've seen, and I love seeing, you know, the big pass to Tolbert, and even, you know, kind of going in the second half as well. You know, us kind of, you know, not a lot, but going back to Tolbert, you know, even on that short kind of pass, you know, just saying that, you know, kind of keeping that continuity going, kind of getting it, just confidence up a little bit, but like I said, us kind of going away from going to CeeDee Lamb, you know, I think that kind of got us a little bit too. That kind of bit us in the butt, you know, a lot. And then we saw him kind of having a conversation with Mike on the sideline, and they kind of worked him a little bit more. And as he got his rhythm going a little bit more, we did see more production. As you see, let me see if I can pull it up. Numbers. Yeah, CeeDee Lamb. Of course, he's still led in targets. You know, he's definitely still a number one receiver. But 10 targets, you know what I'm saying, in the entire game. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember the exact number he had before, you know, we stopped going to him. But it's just, you know, yeah, like definitely, like still having play calling still be a suspect problem this late in the game. You know, what were we in? Week 15, week 16 this past. You know, I definitely hate to see it. You know, of course, Eastside Hero, welcome in the building. What's up, fam? I'm not sure if Texans won today. You know, remind me in the chat, Eastside, but while you trolling, but what's up? You know, there's really I don't know if there's an excuse for tonight. Like I said, just, you know, of course, mistakes as usual, penalties kind of getting us. Not saying the reason we lost. You know, of course, being and I definitely want to kind of touch on that another. You know, and I think we kind of seen Parsons. Not saying he kind of got, you know, I don't want to say. We definitely saw the energy he has for the refs. You know, and of course, we all had kind of that energy for the refs, because we see no holding calls. We have literal pictures on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? A Parsons being held back. You know what I'm saying? Being double covered, being held back, and we see it. You know, we saw in the Bills game. We see it all season. You know what I'm saying? And for him to not get one call, but he gets, you know, one hit on the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And it happens to be at the same time D-Law's coming in. So it looks like he's getting like he got hit too hard, and he gets a penalty. So and it's like I said, I think it's a great thing that D-Law was there because you saw the energy that Parsons had. It's crazy that it just, and I hate, like, of course everyone hates talking about the refs, but you just hate to have a game come down to the refs, and this season just kind of had this energy towards one player, or this non-energy of non-calls towards this player. So it's just crazy. It's saying his play action on first and goal stack. Yes, to go back, I think it ended up being what, it's the second and goal, but I think back to the 7 or the 8, to lose that much yardage. You know what I'm saying? And I think we got there. I think off that penalty. I forget what penalty it was that lead. But it's crazy how much it would seem like they would get their chemistry going, but then they would kind of fall, like kind of falter a little bit. Like they would just, get what seemed like a promising drive, and then, they would end up punting, or it seemed like we couldn't even really get in the field goal range. Like the defense, for Miami definitely stepped up, definitely times in the game, but it's crazy. Trey says, "Key, if Schumer didn't act like it, I don't want to call anybody an idiot, but it may have worked." Yeah, like Schumer was definitely, I don't know if he was like spacing out on those couple of plays. You know what I mean? And it's just, and especially Bradley Chubb. Like I seen someone, like I think Patrick Nosey tweeted out, like, your number one assignment is covering Bradley Chubb, like period. And I feel the same. Like I understand, like Bradley Chubb is there. There's no reason to not be covering him. Like he needs to be taken care of at all times. Like, and it wasn't just one time. So for that to happen more than one time, it's just devastating. And we've seen it, it took out huge plays. Dak didn't even have time. He was already scrambling on play. I mean, granted, it seemed like no receiver was open on that particular play, but he had no time to think, no time to wonder what to do. Yeah, exactly, Trey. I don't know. Like, how do you come trolling into our chat room, but you lost today? And I think you was getting whooped early. I think. And aren't you guys playing a 38-year-old Flacco, on his comeback tour right now? So I'm not even sure what you're talking about right now, Eastside. Just to be real with you. David says, Trey, he had to go inside either way. He was screwed. Let's see. Yeah, no one's making excuses. Yeah, I feel Tavis. No one's making excuses. Like some of these mistakes that we're making, like I said, once again, these ill-timed penalties, happen. Sometimes these questionable play calls. You know what I'm saying? Going away from your number one receiver, which we really haven't done in these previous games, we're just kind of wild. So I'm not sure what was going on or why that even had to be a conversation as to why CD should have been targeted. Like even seeing that one kind of random play going to Gallup, on that screen that just kind of blew up, like kind of blew up in their faces. Like it was just kind of like it was already kind of ill time from the start. Gallup was already behind, of course behind the line of scrimmage, and those blockers were already coming through. This wide receiver at that point, so it was already kind of ill time from the get. Illegal contact on turf, and that same DB, I think his name was Wilson. I think it was. I forget the DB name on Miami, but he pulled the same what we saw on national TV. No disrespect, but we saw CD's almost whole rear end on national TV because he was holding, but there was no flag. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost to do like, and I'm sure he was doing it all game, but it's almost like he knew he could kind of get away with it. And of course, I'm glad that time the refs didn't ignore it. But it's kind of like, almost a blessing in disguise that he was still trying to go with, legal contact on turf. Because it's just crazy how much, that these guys were getting away with, as far as holding, or, calls that weren't being made, by the refs. I guess bet mistake on Schumer. Yeah, Schumer was definitely, like I said, I don't know if he was spacing out, but man. And those were just, and even though I think it was just, 2 or 3, particular plays, but those plays were huge. Like those sacks were huge. At 3 sacks, granted they were only for 11 yards, but those moments, like even this last week against the Bills, like granted I think it was only 5 penalties, but the type of penalties they're saying at the moment that they happened were critical. These critical times, ill-timed penalties, it seems to be what kills us sometimes. The holding penalty on like early in the game on Tyler Smith, that just kind of hold back. I think it was a rushing first down by Dak. What is this? And you kind of wonder why Dak was able to get so far downfield, because they're kind of blowing the whistle for going back the hole, and it's like, man, like we just kind of wonder what's going on. Our O line was doing, so well. Of course, you kind of come with questions, Tyron Smith being out, Zach Martin kind of coming in, dealing with an injury, but he was able to come back, which was great to see. And I'm saying, and first we see just how big. I'm not sure how Tyron got hurt or how he did get that back injury. We see how major it is down the stretch. Like, granted, hopefully he is able to get some rest. Definitely rest up for the playoff. There's no reason to risk him. Risk him any further. But we definitely are going to need him down the stretch. And it's just, and we're seeing the impact we saw last year, kind of late, not going into playoff. But we saw last year when Tyron was out, he was able to come back late, late in the season. But thank goodness for us. And hopefully he's able to do the same this season. We're definitely going to need to see that. But just unfortunate, just how big pieces like we're seeing with Hankins. Saying that's a huge piece in our defense, and I guess let me see if I can quickly scroll up to. Like I said earlier, Miami rushing, we held them to just under 100 yards, which I'm not mad at. I'm saying we were able to hold Seahawks, I think 73 yards. So, under 100 yards, I'm not mad at. Definitely want to, and they were passing on us. You know what I'm saying? So that's that's definitely something we have to keep in mind. Like Gilmore was hopefully prayers to him. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully it's not too bad of an injury. We saw Dak kind of checking him out, post game. Hopefully he's doing okay. I'm not sure if it was his elbow, because I thought maybe for a second his arm kind of got extended, kind of the wrong way. But thank God it wasn't that. I don't know if it was that, but hopefully he's not too serious. He was able to come back into the game. I think a couple plays later, so that's definitely good to see him kind of tough it out. Hopefully he's okay. I saw him kind of pointing to his ribs when he was talking to Dak. So hopefully it's not too serious. Like I said, a big piece on defense, Hankins being out, and actually this is kind of a topic. I don't know if anybody's still in the chat, but just let me know what you guys think about this topic, because it just kind of been on my mind. I was kind of talking about it with my dad, kind of post game, and we saw, like I said, no slight to anybody that's on an active roster, because everyone's earned their spot, but we saw Schoonmaker have a couple plays out there. So I'm not really sure if we're really, and even Hendershot right now being on the roster, having two tight ends out there who are number one getting. I think Hendershot had a false start, had a penalty, and granted Ferguson had a penalty as well. So we got to put that out there, but. These are two tight ends who are still have yet to see make an impact on the field, on offense, who should be contributing, especially this late in the season. And granted, we are missing Hankins, so and I'm not, and someone please, help me out, because I'm not, 100% up on how active roster works and how they can work certain players in. But I'm just kind of wondering at this point. I know it's late in the season. I know Junior Fehoko hasn't seen the field yet, and I know they're kind of holding him, saying his ankle, kind of holding. I don't know what they're kind of holding him to, but I'm wondering if we can, still have a chance to kind of see him this late in the season. We saw him kind of get some use in the preseason. I think we saw him at DT. We also saw him at edge a little bit, and he was making some splash plays here and there. Not saying they were. Granted, it was preseason. I know he hasn't seen the field yet. At least I don't think he has seen the field. As far as NFL experience, I know he hasn't started the game, and I don't think he's seen the field just yet. So I'm just wondering, we're missing Hankins on defense. We can still use help in the run defense, lane, if you will. So I'm just wondering if there's any kind of way that maybe Fehoko can see the field this year. Because, like I said, not saying I want to see Hendershot or Schoonmaker not be on the field, but we're having two tight ends who are not making a huge impact this late in the season, but we need help on run defense. What I'm saying? We need help on defense. The DTs can use help. The linebackers can use help at this point. I'm saying with some of those critical plays in the middle that we are missing, I'm saying we could possibly use maybe some fresh eyes there in the middle. I'm sure he's been looking at film throughout the season. Oh, excuse me, I'm about to sign y'all. This is a commercial. But so I'm just wondering if maybe we could possibly see Fehoko sometime this season. I know it's late, definitely very close to the playoffs, but I'm saying I just want to see a little bit more impact from these two tight ends. Who aren't we see. I don't even think Hendershot had a target. I think Schoonmaker had one target, and he did break, I think, a tackle. They would get some yardage on it, but Hendershot 2 targets, 0 catches. Schoolmaker, one target, one catch, like I said. So it's just, I just want to see a little bit more impact on these players. I'm saying, especially this late in the season, we're definitely picking up the roster with receivers. Like I said, when we could definitely use help on defense. I mean, yeah, Tavis says holding on Tyler on the Dak scramble hurt us too. Yeah, definitely. He also says Mike can't just win his team penalties year in and year out kills us. Yes, and it's both sides of the ball, like I mentioned earlier. Like I don't know if there's no, defense. Damone Clark having a face mask penalty. Yet again, it seems like every week we have just a crazy out of pocket penalty. You know what I'm saying that just cost us at a costly moment. And this just really shouldn't happen, period. You know what I'm saying? We saw, I think, face mask penalties in the San Fran game. You know what I mean? I think we saw crazy, I think we saw a lot of offsides in the Arizona game. You know what I mean? So it's just this team overall. And of course, like we mentioned earlier, Tyler Smith continuing his trend with these holding penalties that cost us. Granted, he's trying to protect Dak, but you got to learn how to be able to, get these D linemen, off kilter without, without grabbing their jersey. Like, granted, at that moment, looking at the play, the D lineman was also grabbing Tyler's jersey. So, and I know he was trying to keep him away from Dak on the scramble, but you got to be able to, push him more. Maybe pick up some techniques from Tyron. Maybe know how to, kind of knock him off his balance a little bit, because these penalties definitely, come at the wrong time. So, let me just get back to my notes a little bit. I'm gonna get out of here a little bit. D Law definitely showed up on almost every defensive drive they had. We saw him, granted he wasn't getting, sacked. They love, talk about sacks, but pull up D Law's numbers quickly. We saw him have, kind of, shoot across. Definitely have some tackles for loss. Oh, actually, 2 total tackles. Actually, yeah, I'm actually wrong. He didn't have many tackles for loss. The team actually had, 5 total tackles for loss. Sam Williams had 1. Malik Hooker, Jordan Lewis, yeah, he definitely had a good game as well. Marcus Lawrence definitely had a good game, though. Definitely making some, some stops in the run game. As usual, as we know, Marcus Lawrence, is known for that. Being, really just a stout player in the run game, just being able to kind of seek out the ball. He's able to, read film. He uses that to his benefit. And we just see him, and even just seeing his energy on the sideline, just seeing him kind of continue his leadership on the sideline, hyped up for the offense when they're making a play. Like I mentioned earlier on that drive that Dak was having, the ball down the field, giving all the energy, supporting his offense while they're out there on the field. That was definitely good to see. But it's just, like I said, just like I said, for me, an uneasy loss. Hate to see our guys out there, like I said, just continue to make these small mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, against these, but like I said, I'm not too down on the loss, because, like I mentioned earlier, like I said, he compared the numbers, quickly. Let me see. If I was going to bring up the team stats, the Cowboys really are, outside of, the attempts, as far as even down to the red zone attempts. We kept Miami 1-4 in the red zone. And I think that's what, 25%. And that's excellent, like I said, especially for a high-powered offense like Miami. And granted, we were 1-3, so the defense showed up too. We were 1-3 in the red zone. Keep Miami 1-4 in the red zone. It's, for me, like I said, it's huge. And like I said, really, if you just go down the line, almost line for line. First down, us 19, Miami 22. For down efficiency, I like to look at. We were 4 for 12. They were a little bit better, 6 for 13. I would, we've definitely been better, in third downs throughout the season. I definitely want to see us pick that up ASAP. Yeah, especially in these, in these playoff type scenarios. Like we're going to need these third downs. These conversions are important, like we mentioned, even on the Lipke drive. That was huge. Him being able to convert those 3rd and 1s, those 3rd and 2s, those 3rd and short situations. I would like to see, kind of get out those 3rd and long situations. And I don't see those, a lot that would make me nervous. But I definitely want to see us be able to stay on the field. Number one, to keep other offenses off the field. but also so that we can kind of get, create more of a rhythm, kind of get our guys going just a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Get our playmakers more involved, to get our run game going. I'm saying if it doesn't seem like it's working, like you wanted to with Pollard, go with Rico. I want to see Rico have more than 2 or 3 carries, period. Like, and I'm not sure why Rico is not getting, really what I think at least the amount of playing time he deserves. But like I said, you go down the line, total plays 61 for the Cowboys, 64 for Miami. Total yards 339 and 375. 9 total drives for both teams. Yards per play, neck and neck, 5 yards. Rushing attempts, like I said, 25 for us, unfortunately, 26 for them. Yards per rush, 3.9 and 3.5. Red zone, 1 to 3 to 1 to 4.
Whoa, Floyd. I absolutely would not send that.
Game-saving interception. Thanks, Marcus.
I'm telling you, saving with synchronous bank is much easier than making all.
And it's not really messing me up, y'all. Sorry about that. Yeah, like I said, just us being able to really, like I said, stay neck and neck with Miami to be able to, for us to be able to, keep the 1 and 4 in the red zone for me is huge. So I think our defense is, I think they're kind of finding, the trend of what they really did. They were able to play a little bit of zone. I think it worked earlier in the game. I think it did kind of catch up with them a little bit. Us giving them, like as we've seen, kind of like I said, Gilmore was kind of, definitely got, I think it was Waddle on that play. Definitely got beat by Waddle on that play, and us. It just seems like us playing so far off. Some of these receivers just kind of, they're able to, kind of have some of those dump off plays. Even some of those plays behind the line of scrimmage where they're able to get 3 to 4 yards. Those make an impact. 3 to 4 yards, times 3 is almost a first down. You know what I mean? So even us just leaving that much yards between our DB and receivers, even the tight ends were able to get, some catches up the backfield. And two were able, and that's one thing I will say, for the team line was putting that pressure on. Two was able to get the ball out really fast. And he was known for that coming into the game, so that's not really a surprise. But so it was, like I said, it was a good thing to see, the pressures kind of get to him. Micah Parsons having a big impact, in that category, as, of course, as usual. But just, hopefully the East Side says enjoy your moral victory. I hope you're enjoying the same. I mean, I don't see you, I'm not, like I said, you didn't remind me if you guys won or lost earlier. East Side, like I already know if you guys lost earlier, but I haven't seen you saying yet. You're so stuck on Cowboys, content creators that you're not even realizing that your own team is looking like the Texans all over again. It seems like you're ignoring that, but enjoy your so-called moral victory as well. Keep your eyes on your own losing. I think you guys have a losing record. We ain't worry about Texans over here. You know what I'm saying? We talking about Cowboys Nation, how we're in the playoffs. Let me remind you of that, East Side here. We're in the playoffs, we're looking for it, we're trying to fix the mistakes that we can actually afford to correct now, that when we do get to the playoffs, which you guys still don't know anything about, that we're able to, overcome, these unfortunate, like I said, untimely penalties, like holds or false starts. I don't think we had too many false starts, but, these tight ends, like I said, got to step up in these moments. I'm saying, of course, granted, Hendershot, I think this is his second game back. He hasn't seen a lot of the field this year, but he's seen the field before, so that's really no excuse, especially in Ferguson, especially. Like I know these are, slight hiccups, but when, like as me and Star have talked about in the past on our show, and even I talked about before this, with me, like these playoff games come down to the details, like. When you play these upper echelon teams, as Jerry Jones mentioned earlier in the season, like it comes down to the play calling. It can come down to 1 or 2 mistakes. And we don't want to talk. And even if you're not even talking about the refs, it can come down to us making those self-inflicted wounds. Like everyone talk about self-inflicted wounds, false starts, holding. And unfortunately on the defense at the wrong time. What is it called? Personal foul. Roughing the passer, and we had one today, and Miami had one today as well. And people were saying both were kind of ticky-tacky, and granted, if you will, so they kind of walked out, if you want to say that, but we still can't have that. You know what I'm saying? We still can't have those penalties at the wrong time. Roger Frazier, new face in the building. What's up? The Texans suck. They lost. Yeah. Let him know. So I'm not sure why he's even in here, talking about okay, 8-7. So what seed are you guys? Let me know if you guys are in the wild card race, if you guys are looking for a spot. Let me know, Eastside, because you still haven't said. Eastside, you feel good about your team being 8-7? Keep in mind, we're 10-5. You guys are still looking up, shout out to Law Nation, as he always says, you guys got stomach muscle on your necks. You guys are constantly looking up. You're constantly looking up to your big brother, Dallas Cowboys, Texans. Your big brother, Dallas Cowboys, because you Texans can't never win anything. You guys aren't even, you know what I'm saying? James says we just played Clue, the board game, and that's actually a pretty good game. I haven't played it in a long time, but that's actually I think that game came out, I think like late '90s or something like that. It's definitely a throwback right there. Yeah. Eastside says in the hunt, Jags Coast lost today. We're still in the race. Okay, but in the hunt though, right? Yeah, let me know. Anyway, like I was saying, like if the Cowboys can fix these small mistakes, like and honestly, if I can just be real as a fan, like I do get tired of saying that every week. Like you do want these guys to step up in these particular situations, like and like I said, I'm not out there, I'm not playing. It's not it's the Cowboys. They have to go out there and get it, like every other team out here does. But like I said, when you play these upper echelon teams, these small mistakes can and will haunt you, especially when you don't fix them. Especially or make those in-game adjustments, or think about the personnel you want to use. You know what I mean? Or even just I think second, third quarter. I think it was second quarter where Dak missed. I think CeeDee Lamb wide open. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure I'm not sure what happened, but like I said, I don't think there's any one particular point, like anything you can particularly point to. I would say lost the game. So it's just kind of hiccup moments. You know what I'm saying, that you just don't expect to see from the Cowboys. This late in the season. Yes, Tyrone. Yes. That was one of the first things I mentioned in my stream this evening. I said, like, where's Evans? I think I told my dad, like, as the game was over, I don't even think I saw Evans out there. And he had I think one or two pivotal plays last week. Huge plays last week against the Buffalo Bills, and we have yet to see him. Like, I'm not sure what DQ has against him or why they would even pick him up. They had no intention of playing him, but I'm really about to be like on this like if I can just be real with y'all, like I'm gonna need McCarthy to talk to DQ. Like, I'm gonna need McCarthy to talk to his boy. Like, what's going on? Like, yeah, and like I said, granted, the offense is having crazy penalties too, but like DQ, what's going on with your boys in these penalties? What's going on with the coverage? Like, why you not? We picked up Evans for a reason. We needed linebacker help. We go out and get a linebacker, and we still have yet to see him really on the field like that. And it's just like, and I just don't understand, like, if McCarthy even talked to DQ about what he's doing, and DQ is up in the box, so they can't have. I mean, so they talk on the radio and everything, but like I'm just wondering what is going through McCarthy's head at this point. About his guy. He's supposed to have his back. The offense, is, granted, the offense wasn't operating, on all cylinders today. They weren't operating that well today either. So it's just kind of devastating when you just kind of think about, like, can we play from behind? Can the Cowboys? That's really my question. Can the Cowboys play from behind? Period. Because as you guys see from the thumbnail, they're 0-32. They haven't won from being behind the most possessions since 2012. That's over 10 years ago. And for this, like I said, for us, for the lack of adjustments I've seen, or that we've all seen, just like I said, this late stretch in the season is very important. So we have to see something ASAP. Like me and Star talked about it last week, the Cowboys having to play with this urgency. But the time is now. The time is now. Taylor says we can't do it in behind. And I don't even like saying can't. I'm saying, like, the season's not over. It's definitely not out of reach. And I've seen, like, I don't know the exact scenarios, but they're saying there's still, a chance to win the NFC East. Of course, I think if they said either lose one, I just don't like our destiny being in another team's hands, because they're going to play that much harder. You know what I mean? So it's just, once again, we have to sit back and wait. Once again, we have to wait on what someone else does. And we never just take that initiative to do it ourselves. And I hate to think I don't want to think that we aren't a team that can play from behind going into the playoffs. You can always, place your best bet that you may be in that scenario of playing from behind. And in this time, we took the ball first. We took the ball first and had a blitz. You know what I'm saying? So these guys definitely got to step it up. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much my thoughts. And I had like a whole list. I just kind of went off the list, but at the same time, kind of went off when it's handed. But it's just, we definitely have to see better. We can't see these mistakes show up on the road. We do have a home game coming up, against the Lions who just clinched. So of course they're going to come in, of course, with a harder, tougher attitude. They're already the Lions, so they're already coming in with that mentality. Definitely got to, pick back up where they left off as far as winning at home, and then seeing if they can, use that, that confidence and use it as a surge to kind of, once again go back on the road against Washington. Who almost came back to win their game today, which was crazy. Because I was like, wow, I didn't expect that at all. So, of course, these are, two games we have to win, of course, and also 2 games that are not going to be easy. Going forward, and of course, going forward into the playoffs, these boys are going to have to come tough. Before I get out of here, I want to thank everyone for joining me. Like I said, everyone listening on my Facebook, my Twitter, YouTube. Make sure you guys give me a like, give me a share. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to grow my channel, you guys. Up and coming content creator. So I get my voice out there. I'm Craving Cowboys on all social media platforms. Like I said, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, /X. So make sure you guys follow me. Make sure you guys give me a follow. Thank you guys for your time. I'll be back later this week. I'm sure with the video, and I'll definitely be back, Wednesday evening on the Star, for our weekly show, Star Chasers, Girls Talk Ball. So thank you guys for your time. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Hope you guys enjoy the next couple of days off. I'm definitely going to enjoy this time off. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. This time of the season is definitely hard. Like if you guys been following me on a mail carrier with the post office. So I'm definitely glad, for this time over. If you're gonna get some rest the next week or so, 2 long weekends in a row, if you're gonna take advantage of it. Make sure you guys get some rest yourself. Enjoy the holiday season, enjoy the holidays, enjoy your family, and I'll get back with you guys later. Have a good evening.